Hi guys. So today is going to be a quickie. It's more of a check-in, see how you guys are doing than anything else. I have a fast turnaround time from Houston to going to Novi tomorrow. So I got home last night about 6, started laundry and started repacking. So we're trying to get ready to go on the road again. Cheryl, hey Caroline, wish I could have seen you this weekend. Cheryl, I'll see if I can show you what you want to do, but I'm not exactly sure. Are you talking about a purchase design? Hi, Sharon. Good to see you today. Roll in, say hi, give everybody a thumbs up, that you can hear me, that you can see me, and that all is well in your world. Okay, so I think I know what you want to do, but I'm not positive if this is it or not. So, um, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I hate that your mom needs someone to stay with her, but I totally understand it. Um, you're wanting to bring in a design and take it apart and make one part bigger. Is that correct, Cheryl? And I'm assuming it's a purchase design. So the best way to do anything with a purchase design, first of all, is to import it. So if it's from a file on your computer, you go to the import window and you choose folder. Now, whether I have anything on my computer, I do have things on my computer, I'm pretty sure. We'll come here and we will click on the file folder here. And let me find something that we have. So let's go and see. Bum, bum, bum. It will not be on my Windows drive. I know that. It would be here. So I have 2,500 bonus designs. Surely we can find something in here that might have something to do with it. Let's see what we've got in butterflies and whatever. Yeah, okay. So let's say I bring this design in and you just double click on it to bring it in. If you want to mess with one piece of this, so let's say I want to mess around with one of the butterflies, not the second butterfly. I would go to my stitches tab and I would choose my split stitches tool and I would left click around that part of the design that I want to separate. Once I've done that, I can hold the control key down on my keyboard and pull it out from the corners and it will resize and recalculate the stitches. Now you don't want to go too far because you may get a gap. So you can see right there, I've got a bit of a gap that may not be perfect. So you have to keep, let's ban the user. We got trolls today. Yay, raw. I love it when we get trolls in the group. If y'all see them, ban them. But that's how you would actually resize one item. Now, if it's something different, for instance, let's say, let's see here. What have I got? Okay, so let's say I want to just do the flowers on this particular design. Instead of the split stitches tool, I would do divide by color first. And that breaks them down into color segments. So then you can simply select that color, hold the control key down again, and then you can resize that segment. So it really depends on what you're trying to do. Now, obviously that no longer fits in, it's part of the design. So you kind of have to keep that in mind as to what you're doing, but I'm truly not exactly sure what you were asking, but those are your two basics. Now, I could fit those back into their places by using the combination of the split stitches tool and that. So I could come back in here and snip around these flower parts, put one there, and then come back and snip around these. Now I've got 3 separate flower designs that I could then put back in their place. I might want this one here instead. And I might want this one here instead. So And then you might want to move your dragonfly or whatever this little guy is into a different location, but you can adjust in that manner. Okay. All right, guys. Any other questions? So, hi, guys. Yeah, everything's going okay here. It's just a fast turnaround today, and I am so tired. Houston was very busy. And a crazy play. It was crazy town that last day because the Astros won, and my camera's crooked today. Sorry about that. It was crazy town because the Astros won, and so the last day of the show they shut us down at 2:00 instead of our regular 4 on the last day of the show. So that was kind of nuts. Of course, there was no getting out early because everybody, I guess the Phillies were trying to get out, and they managed to get out, and we didn't. Okay. Are there any other questions today? Y'all, I have posted in the education group my 3 favorite quilts. I posted on my own personal page some hand-done quilts. If you want to see some of my other favorites, let's see if I can share my screen. Hold on a second. Let's go to Reflector. So there were some real nice looking quilts, some absolutely amazingly artistic quilts. Let's see here if I can go and screen mirror here. Where is that? There we go. Bing. Desktop. Let's see if it's going to do it here. And we want to allow. Oh, fiddly. I want to show. There we go. Okay. So let's see if I can find some photos here. Let me find my string of photos. So these aren't quilts, but they were kind of fun. So there was a section that had, when you walked in, that where they were selling some things and Santas. These were Santas and some carolers. I thought those were kind of fun. This was one. Oops, sorry. Let me see if I can make it bigger. I thought this one, the artistry of this one was pretty amazing. And because all of that is done with thread. So all of that texture is done with thread. I thought that was pretty slick. And I tried to capture who did them. So Sue Silverman did this one, and I thought she did an amazing job. And she won the best for thread artistry. This one right here, I'm sure you've seen it posted all over. And so this is what it looks from a distance, okay? And what it's made up of, if I zoom in here, are a bazillion little bitty, let's see if I think I took a picture of this, little bitty squares. So these are all little bitty 1-inch pieced squares. And that is pretty, I mean, those were pretty amazing. But that one won the Best of Show award. This one, I don't remember what it won. It won, oh, Contemporary Artistry. And then this guy right here won, I didn't take a picture of the award. But that one was pretty cool with fun stuff as well. This one was a Merry Christmas quilt, and there are teeny, tiny appliques all over that little guy. He was pretty stinking cute. And let's see here. This one I thought was pretty impressive as well. So once again, this is a kind of a picture quilt where she has appliqued that on there. So that was for, let's see here, the suffrage movement. So Cindy, I didn't catch your question. And, oh, I thought this one was gorgeous. Those are all hand-turned appliques. All of those little pieces were hand-turned appliques. And then the thread on it, if you look at the thread motion, she's done all of that manually. I thought that was hand appliqué, dyed, pieced, and quilted, and mono printed. And it was her original design. Okay, so I see a question. Let's see here. Something about Artspira. Where did it go? How to get a new ID number. Marilyn, you shouldn't need a new ID number. You messed up your login for Artspira on your iPad. You've reset the password, but how do you get a new ID number? So if you've reset your Artspira password, you should not need a new ID number. It should automatically give you the same ID if you reset the password and logged in. Are you talking about you reset the password for Artspira or on Canvas Workspace? I'm going down here and looking. I understand, Cindy. Okay, so in your settings, in your account, user information, it should show your Artspira ID. You could if you don't remember your Artspira ID, it should populate automatically when you go back in and sign back in with that password that you popped in. When you log into Artspira, go into your settings and look at the Artspira ID. That should give you your information that you need. It should be right there. Okay. Don't unsubscribe whatever you do, because then you have to have a whole new email address and it doesn't let go of your email account. So check there first. If not, come back to me privately and I'll see. I am not here this weekend, so I can't. You do see it. You shouldn't. It says you cannot reuse it. Are you trying to sign up for a new account? If I log out and I unlink, I have to get a whole new email address and a whole new user ID. You may want to just create yourself a new user ID, but then it may mess up your email account. So I'm not real sure. I need to see what's happening on yours in order to be able to help you out on that one. So I'm not sure. So Lynn, yes, I'll put on DIG 10 will be your coupon code, this one right here. And I will try to make it active. Just keep in mind, I am leaving tomorrow morning early. All right, guys, Artspira magazine has a new magazine in here, and they have different activities you can do. Ginkgo garland, what is that one? That's interesting. Let's see, what else do they have? Heart wall decoration, happy Thanksgiving banner, and a Thanksgiving wreath. Anytime it's a cut file, it will have you're going to tap the pattern and it'll let you send it to it. You just touch create and then you send it to your machine. And evidently that's what you need for that particular one. It's going to transfer and overwrite it. It's done. So that's your steps, what you can do with anything Canvas, anything Scan and Cut related. Pretty much sending to the machine itself is what you can do. There are a couple of Thanksgiving activities in here. You can also, if you didn't know this, you can go into this and say, see all. There is a way to search. Where do they go? Let me go into just embroidery designs. There is a search menu. Where did that go? It's not showing up here today. There is a search. Aha, up here. So let's say we want to search for spring. We can do that, and you can choose by what you want it to do. Is it a cutting design, an embroidery design, what you want to do? And then apply that, and it will actually just bring you up cutting designs that are related to spring. So those are a couple of things that you can play with. Let me come back in and look at comments. trying to think if there's anything else in there. That there's nothing else new in there this week that I can see. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing, and let me stop screen mirroring. There it goes, gone away. Okay, any other questions, guys? You may have, and Marilyn, you may have to talk to Brother Support, honestly. They're the ones that have the magic things that they can go in the background and try to work with it. I don't have any way of going into the background to see what's happening to change anything about it. So they would be your best bet for that. And guys, if you have questions for next week, if you would send that in, I would appreciate it. Kathy, Artspira is an app that was released by Brother this past fall, or this fall, that is a drawing app. It's kind of a My Design Center light on your mobile devices. It will allow you to send designs wirelessly to a machine that has a wireless card internally. Currently, the list of machines are the PR1055X, the Stellaire, so the XJ1 and XE1, the Luminaire, any version of a Luminaire, an NQ 3700, an NQ 1700E, an NS 1850D, an NS 1250E, and an NS 1850D. Those are the machines that are currently supported through Artspira. And what it does is it allows you to simply draw. So if I go back into screen sharing, screen mirroring, let's see here. It's going to make me come back in and put on reflector. Hold on. It lets you, let's see here. There we go. Lets you kind of draw in a more natural feel with your tablet, your phone, whatever you're doing with that. So it is, let's see here, screen mirror. Why are we not doing it? Mirror. Oh, I've got to tell it I want it to see it. There we go. Now pull it back over here. Okay, so if I come back into Artspira, it's kind of a more natural movement because if you look, I can, let's see if I can make this to where we're doing side by side here. Oop. That'll work. So if I come in here and I do new and I do drawing tools, I choose my hoop, and you can tell I'm using a pen here. I can simply draw my name, although I'll have to say I don't like this pen end. Have I got one that I like better? Huh. I guess I'm going to draw with my finger today because I don't like that pencil tip. Of course, I don't know that I like my finger any better. So it lets you draw with a running stitch. If I undo that, I can come in and draw with a satin stitch. Depending on how good of a drawer you are, you can do your shapes. I use it more as a sketching tool. So I might come in here and use this and rotate it a bit, make it a little bit bigger, and then I trace over it. So when I've got my image in the background, then I might come in and trace over it. So there is a, let me undo that. There's a smoothing bar. Let's undo. And this is better done with a pen, I will be perfectly honest, rather than my finger. But you'll get the idea here. So it's kind of in a more natural state than it is when you're doing it on your, what am I trying to say? On the screen of your Luminaire or on the screen of your ton needle, you're not in as awkward of a position. Having said that, I don't have the same kind of things. I do have the ability of doing stamps and shapes. So let me cancel that. Let's just delete that one and come in here and go drawing tools again, pick my hoop, and I have stamps and shapes in here. So if I touch one of the stamps and shapes, I can then insert that. I can make it bigger or smaller. I think this one would be kind of fun to make a family little thing out of. I do need to keep it within the hoop boundaries, otherwise it will not work. And then you could come in and draw names on it. And you can do that by zooming in, and then I could put Cindy in this area, depending on how well I can write with my middle finger on this. This finger has too much of a fingernail. This one doesn't. So, to move over, I would do the 2-finger swipe motion, just kind of move over to the next one. And let's say I want to do Brian. So you can sit there. If you don't like it, undo it. And I'm good with that one. So I could come over here and put princess in the last one. But I can't see through my finger, so I'm not real happy with that. But that gives you the concept. Shrink it out. When you're done, you can touch next. I'm not going to save it, and I can say done and transfer it to my embroidery machine. But you are limited to a 5x7 hoop. What is the update for the NQ37800? I do believe that update today, Marilyn, has to do with finding your wireless networks. There must have been some people out there that were having issues with it, finding the wireless network. Hold on, I got an email about it today, giving me the details of what's going on with it. So hang tight. I may have deleted that, so let me check my trash. Hold on. I thought yeah, and it's ensuring proper detection of Wi-Fi channels. So it's making sure that you can actually connect to your Wi-Fi. That is my understanding. So somebody must have had an issue with it. No, ma'am, it is not possible to use it on a laptop. It is an app only. You can use it on a pad, any kind of iPad, anyway, any kind of phone. I use it on an iPad mini most of the time instead of this, but that happens to be in my briefcase. So I did not pull it out for today. The best way to cut fleece on your Scan and Cut, I would use the standard mat, and I would use my rotary auto blade. You certainly can, and it will sync over both devices. So as long as you're using the same account information, you can load Artspira both on your iPad and on your iPhone. The information will link between the two. What are you trying to link it to? Usually if you do the setup wizard, unless you have a hidden network, which I do, if you have a hidden network, you're going to need to say hidden network or other, I believe it is, and type in your network and then type in your network key. If not, the setup wizard should work for you unless you're too far away from your router. Your router needs to be set up with you have to have a 2.4 gigahertz side to your router, but most of them have dual or tri-bands these days, so it should automatically detect that. But you need to know, it depends on if it's hidden or not. It is not, are you having problems linking your 325 with your Luminaire? Is that the issue? Give me a little bit more info on that one. I do not see, and that's a possibility, but I don't think so. It should not lock her out of her Artspira ID. It sounds like it's it sounds like it's making her create a new ID, a new account. So I'm not sure. Um, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And that would be one that perhaps, yes, Artspira works on Android devices as well as iOS operating systems. You'll find it in your Google Play Store, I do believe. Okay, guys. If you're having trouble connecting, once again, if you're having trouble connecting your Scan and Cut to your wireless network, make sure that your router has a good signal. Make sure that's it. It's hidden. So if it's hidden, you're going to have to choose others and then type the ID in. Okay. So yeah, I type the ID in. So which Scan and Cut are you using too? Just out of curiosity. All right, guys. If there is nothing else today, I think I'm going to say ta-ta for the day. I need to get back to packing. Yay, raw. I love it. So you all have a great rest of your day. Come send me your questions in early for next week. Hi, Bridget. It was so good to see you at the Quilt Show. Y'all have a good rest of your week. And I will see you hopefully next Tuesday, unless the world sets on fire. So you all have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.